And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time.
Oops. And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time where their strategy hasn't worked.
Where if not a hard stop, you should reevaluate the trades you're in based on time.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good morning and welcome to the Market Forecast, my futures family. It's Friday, September the 30th, last day of the quarter. 3 months left in the year. It's National Love People Day. Know that I love all of you. My name is John Hoagland. Thanks for trusting me with your time. Sorry about the double clutch there. Apparently, if I hit any key on my keyboard, it moves me over and puts me on screen. So I didn't know that was happening, and then I was like, "Oops!" We had to start the thing over again. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's always gremlins. And this is futures trading. This is fun. This is always challenging for us, right? And for me, in many ways, we're going to be focusing on context, risk management, and patience in our trading. We're probably going to have a few oops today. We're going to try and make them small, and we're going to try and maximize those profits when we can get them. It is Capital Preservation Friday, as usual. We're looking to protect any profits that we've made this week. I do that by starting every day, starting from zero. Every day, no matter what yesterday was, no matter what happened this week, I start every day from zero. I don't have any money. I'm here to make a little bit of money and have a good day. So focus on your process, your ideas, your thoughts, and try and remain cognizant in your decision making. If you succumb to the impulses, those impulses are often lying to us. So the early indication here this morning, we've got our equities. They've taken a little bit of a downturn after the economic numbers that came out at 7:30, but they looks like we are ready to open steady to a little bit higher right now. The core price index, the PCE price index, the month over month, they were looking for 0.5%, came out 0.6%. Now, that's maybe one of the smaller numbers with the core PCE, but it speaks to me that we still have inflation. Things are costing us more. Core PCE is anything that is consumable except for cars and fuel. So we're well aware that cars and fuel are costing us more. It's everything else that is continuing to cost us more. We also at 7:30 had personal income and outlays. Income flat, outlays higher. Also indicative that things are costing us more over time here. So we've certainly got our tasks in front of us, especially if we are the Fed and trying to rein in inflation. We do have a couple of talking Feds. We had 7:30, Barkin was talking, and 8 o'clock we have Lael Brainerd speaking, so we've got to keep an eye on them. And then, of course, 9 o'clock this morning, as usual on Fridays, the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment due out. That's going to pretty much round up our economic numbers for the week. So we still have stocks ready to open steady higher, maybe just really hanging around settlement right now. We'll see what the longer time frame, regular trading hour traders have to say about all of that. Looks like we're going to be ending the week lower, 6th out of 7 weeks. Meta has now announced their hiring freeze, and Amazon is going to close 4 out of 5 call centers All of this in the name of cutting costs. So a couple of our biggest companies trimming some of their, I guess you could say, fat. I guess Amazon is going to be hiring call centers, for people that want to work from home, remote call centers for those that are doing that for Amazon. I find that relatively interesting, with the rest of the world seemingly trying to call all of their employees back to the office. European inflation hit 10% with no signs of relief yesterday. Crude prices have firmed as OPEC Plus mulls production cuts when they meet next week. All of this, of course, inflationary, of course, for crude prices. And we've got to get a handle on inflation. That just has to happen. I'm not smart enough to make it happen, and sometimes I wonder if the people that we have in place to make that happen are smart enough, but we're going to have to trust in that, I guess. VIX this morning about flat, $31.59 index, slightly off its high here, about 2 points, dollar index at 112.58, and the yield on the 10-year off its high from the week, about 3.7% as we sit. As usual, if you like what you're seeing, make sure you hit the lucky like button. Share, comment, question, feedback, heckling, and love are always welcome here on the Market Forecast. And subscribe to our YouTube channel when we do go live. Take your deep breath. We'll take another one at the end of the forecast, but just kind of getting ready and getting my head wrapped around what I'm thinking for the week, for the end of the week here. Difficult to kind of come up with any hypotheses for what I'm expecting today. We got the markets opening really close to settlement. Not a big change in the perception of value of the S&Ps, the Nasdaq, the Dow. We're going to check the charts here very shortly, but as always, I want to say good morning to everyone. Caprice 101. Again, first one in the room, you win the prize today. Dead letter opener. Happy Friday to you as well. Nice little 35-point flush to start the day. Yeah, right. As soon as those 7:30 numbers came out, we had a pretty good knee jerk to the downside. We're going to have to see how that plays out for the rest of the day here. Yeah, don't get fried crispy out there for sure. Tachyon, ZK, Joe, good morning. Getting closer. Patience. Yes, patience is a virtue, 100%. Joe, just stay in your strategy. I know you've got good ideas. You've got good strategies. You stay in those strategies, you're going to get there. Dead letter opener. The theme reminds me of Rockin' the Suburbs by Ben Folds. I'll have to check that out, dead letter opener. Serenity Trader, good morning. Patrick Ron Merlot. Dark Heaven, the Rooster, Dimitar, Capital Preservation Friday is here. Absolutely. Joel MB, DN Trader, good morning. JD Royalty. You guys liked my oops, huh? Yeah. Good morning, Sarah Hall. Prayers and love and good morning to you as well. Brody. Restart the intro. Oh, yeah, Gremlins on a Friday. We're screwed. Yeah. Oops. JD is with us. Good morning, John. Good to see you as always. Last day, baby. I love you all. See, everybody, there's a lot of love here. It is National Love People today, and as challenging as that can be, we have to do that. We have to love each other. Trading Research, Jordy, Grim Reaper Trader, good morning. Hair looks, oh, yeah, I did get it, I got it lowered, or my ears lowered, I should say. JD Royalty, Rusty Golfer, DA, Haggle Matters, good morning, Vince. Brody, really appreciate the input from Michael Patak yesterday. Excellent. Yeah, Wednesday we had the Q&A with Michael Patak. And I'm glad that you found it helpful, interesting, and hopefully entertaining. Trading Research, chilling with Dylan. Good morning, Sonny. Lots of anomalies in the overnight session in the ES. Good morning, Jan, Kevin, Mario, Serenity Trader. Are they smart enough? Well, we're going to have to wait and find that out, huh? That's funny you say that about Amazon's customer service centers. I just heard they threw an external party. Yeah, right? They get to do what they're doing. Good morning. Unicus's quote for the day. Love these. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Lao Tzu. That's Art of War, correct? Great quote. Great quote. We really appreciate those, Unicus. Please keep them coming. Expect news to whipsaw this market here in a wedge right now. Good morning, my brother Rick. Love you. Scarlet Arachnid, good morning. The Top Step family community. Yes, I feel as though we are all family. At Top Step, we're looking for everyone to be successful. That would make all of us extremely happy. Zerain Ricardo, JD Royalty, what's the story behind the big photo behind you? Opening bell. You mean this one? That is the 30-year bond pit as taken through the eyes of an artist. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's really done in pencil, and the color in it, I think, is watercolor. So that's just a moment in time from the 30-year bond pit. My brother Rick was in the 30-year bond pit at that time, but I haven't been able to find him in the picture yet. I think maybe he took that day off. I don't know. But that's what it was like in the pit. You were shoulder to shoulder and chest to back, moving around, pushing people around, screaming, hollering. It was quite an era. It was an era, that's for sure. Interesting you were asking about that picture. It's on loan from my brother, actually. He got it from, he's had it for a lot of years, and I borrowed it from him to put behind me here. So it gives us a little bit of the feel of the trading pit. Yeah, he's over here somewhere. I think he's, you can see his hands more than you can see his face on the left. All right, so, well, why don't we jump in and take a look at what we're seeing in these charts this morning. All right, starting with the E-mini S&Ps. Excuse me. When we look at this, we do kind of have a small weekly range. This pink line and this pink line are last week's ranges. Last week's range. This is this week's range. A small range. I find that somewhat interesting. A lot of focus on the swing low here from back in June. Seems the whole world is noticing and kind of making decisions based off that. Volume has been largely maintaining in this area, and I think overall we've been seeing some pretty decent increases in open interest. The last 3 or 4 sessions, I can see we've added open interest, and we added another 18,000 in open interest on this down move on higher volume yesterday. So we've really kind of fallen into range. We've decided as a community, I guess, that we're going to sit here and digest this level for a while before looking for new levels to create a two-sided trade. We've been largely in two-sided trade. I know it's kind of rangy two-sided trade, but still, we haven't really moved all that much this week. We had our open for the week here. We are here. We've been really just kind of hanging around in this area. That swing low on the December chart is 36.57. 36.57 is that low, but on the continuation chart, it's 36.39, which we've kind of traded down to that this morning. We have really shown no signs of acceptance below that. I'm going to put that up here. This is the continuation chart. So here's that low. And every time we've been down there, we've been rejected. Are we seeing real buying down there? Or is this just part of our area of digestion? Hang on a second here. So what do we have? Well, yesterday we had an inside day in extended trading hours. Today we have another inside day in extended trading hours. This market is kind of coiling, and a bigger move is likely, of course, to come. We don't know which direction. We don't know when. Here's the 30. Here's this week. I mean, here's our high for the week. Here's our low for the week, which does remain in overnight trade. We took a look down to try and take that out yesterday. I find it interesting that we were unable to do so. Markets don't like to leave overnight highs and overnight lows without rechecking them in regular trading hours. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Range. So it's difficult for me to come up with a solid hypothesis that I truly believe in because, overall, I think we're in a short time area of balance here. So that's going to create, number one, patience. It's going to slow me down a little bit. Anything that I'm thinking about doing in the middle of the range, I feel as though has equal reward and risk ratios. So my focus is really going to be on the lower extreme and the upper extreme. It may mean that I don't do anything today, and I'd be okay with that. It's been an all right week so far, and if I don't do anything today, then I don't do anything today. So we're opening in range, a little close to value probably, with no real overnight inventory. We got knocked around a little bit with the economic numbers. What am I in a hurry for? I'm going to hurry up and wait. I'm going to wait and see if the market gives me some sort of indication, maybe on the open, maybe after the open. But if I'm going to be patient, I'm probably going to wait until after the initial balance, that first hour, is established, which might give me some opportunities on those extremes later on in the session. All right, so I'm going to try and stay very patient with very little change in the perception of value of the S&Ps. Maybe we'll go back and see if anything's changed at the end of the forecast here, but let's go ahead and look at crude oil now. So crude oil still has some longer time frame downside structure. I don't think that that's going to be broken until really we find acceptance above weekly kickoff high, which is 83.70. It looked a little while ago like that may even be part of the realm of possibility, but I think the probability of that is decreasing. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, short time frame, higher lows, volume cutting off. We lost 5,500 in open interest yesterday. What have we done this week? We've been losing open interest all week, and most of this week has really been a move back to the upside. So losing volume, losing open interest, this rally that we've got right here so far this week seems hollow. It's not bringing new business. It's getting out of old business, which makes this rally somewhat hollow. Now, fundamental information is due to come next week with OPEC meeting and already discussing cutting production. So things may change drastically, but we got to trade what we see. So looking for opportunities to sell strength is really what I'm thinking is in play for today, unless, of course, we get up and accept above weekly kickoff high. So anything below or at weekly kickoff high, I'm viewing as an opportunity to sell as strength. Acceptance above weekly kickoff high, that's going to change everything, of course. Now, where is the strength that we're looking to sell? Well, did we get an opening range trade here? We did. So the opening range is the high of the regular trading hour session. It goes from 80.85 to 81.19. So a 34 tick opening range, not too tough to take, but still that's a pretty good amount of risk, and we've missed the best trade location already. So we opened below value. We're rejecting range from yesterday. So this might actually be a decent opportunity if price does give us the chance to come back to it, to look for an opportunity to use that as strength. But there's lots of other areas, other levels in short time frame to view as possibly the ability to sell strength. If we continue to reject yesterday's range, we'll look for pullbacks. We'll use high volume nodes to low volume nodes to give us an opportunity to try and get into this move. My goodness, I'm getting spammed. I hate that when that happens. Fried or scrambled. So again, just looking at this as opportunities to sell strength is what I'm looking for in crude oil. Let's take a look at the Nasdaq. I'm sorry about the spam. I'm really not interested in any adult dating sites. And I apologize if this is offensive to you, but I can't really do anything about it. This is kind of upsetting, but all right. Maybe that means I'm somebody now. I have spam. Nasdaq, again, small weekly range. We're really kind of dragging along the bottom of this range. Volume and open interest has been strong to the downside. We see the down move yesterday, higher volume, and we increased the open interest by 13,000, and that's quite a bit in the Nasdaq. So we've got a few new bets to the downside here. Upon acceptance outside of the current range, I see easily a move down to weekly kickoff low. So let's look at the 30-minute chart here. Higher volume, open interest increasing on down days. We don't really have any overnight inventory. We've got settlement right here, which is 11,228 quarter. We're right at it, opening basically right there last night. So no overnight inventory. Again, opening in range and in value says I'm going to try and stay patient. I'm going to let the opening range or the initial balance, that first hour of range, establish itself and then focus on the extremes unless something changes. We find acceptance below the range from yesterday. This was one thing that we did in the Nasdaq. We did not do in the S&Ps. We put in our recent low in the regular trading hour session. We did not do that in the S&Ps. If we do continue the push to the downside, weekly kickoff low 11,000, the big fat round number, is certainly something that we can use to limit risk. But again, I'm going to try and stay very, very patient this morning because the market has shown little change in the perception of value of the Nasdaq and the S&Ps. What about gold? Okay, we've had open interest dropping. We had lost another 3,200 yesterday. We lost. We only added a little bit the day before, and we lost another 9,200 on this day. So we've been losing open interest at these lower levels, but also losing open interest as we've kind of come off of them. Volume has been kind of waffling. We've had strong volume. We've had poor volume. Downside structure in longer time frames still remains. We're going to have to take out that weekly kickoff high for that to truly change. Got to watch that U.S. dollar also. It's $2 off its high, which happened earlier this week, which may be part of the reason that we've got the gold kind of bouncing to the upside. But what it looks like to me is that it is creating a bear flag. If we were to place a trend line across the top of regular trading hours and a trend line across the bottom of regular trading hours, it is shrinking. It is lowering volumes, decreasing open interest. My opportunity, I think, is to look for a short up against this line or a breakout below this line for a continuation to the downside. Yes, unfortunately, I don't see that there's a lot of upside potential to gold at this time, which usually means we should buy it. The markets love to make a liar out of me. But unfortunately, that's just what I'm seeing here. Take a look at the euro. So with the dollar coming off its recent, 52 to 20-year high, we see that we've gotten a nice pullback, but it doesn't change the downside structure in the euro or the gold or anything else. No major changes coming here against the dollar, I don't think, anytime soon. Of course, they do like to make a liar out of me. Short time frame structure, long time frame structure, still to the downside. Dollar pullback, is that pullback going to be in doubt? Again, we've got another potential bear flag here, which gives us some pretty good opportunities. And look where we are. We're right at the lower part, the lower line of the bear flag. So if we find some acceptance and build some volume below that, I think there's good potential for this market to pull all the way back down to this week's lows. Got to get through it. We're finding support there now. 10-year. Downside structure still remains. We got a little bit aggressive. Looks like we've maybe had some short covering, some profit taking here, but I don't think it changes the structure here just yet. Not so fast. 5-day balance. Is that evening the inventory? Did we get too short? Did we even inventory? And is this balance helping even the inventory as well? When I say evening the inventory, you got to remember there's traders that are trading in infinite time frames. There's traders that are holding positions for weeks, months, days, hours, minutes, half hours. All of those are kind of pitting themselves against each other. And when we get our shorter time frame traders too far one way, then we can take advantage of when they start to unravel. And I think they did some unraveling this week, of course. What does that mean for today? How is that going to help us? Well, let's take a look at the 30, a little closer to our time frame. Was looking at this week's high, the overnight high. What a nice opportunity. What a great spot. And unfortunately, it did happen in overnight hours. But what a great spot to limit risk. This is this week's high. We just traded right to it and we've been coming off. We have overnight inventory to the long side against this week's high. It makes sense that there would be some kind of pullback for us to be able to profit from. And again, unfortunately, it happened in the overnight session. So my focus again in range-bound trade is fade the extremes. When we get a breakout of balance, then with some acceptance, then we go with the breakout. We have not seen that yet. So I'm going to be looking to fade the extremes here. Balance down here, balance up here. This is a really sweet spot. If the market does break out, I would expect to see some participation and some continuation above that level. Until it does, we've got to fade our extreme to look for opportunities back towards the center. Natural gas, we're still kind of holding, seeing if we can finish the measured move on our head and shoulders here. But we've run into a little hiccup this week. We've become digestive, non-directional, range-bound, choppy, whatever you want to call it. It is what it is. So again, range-bound rules apply and breakout rules apply. We're focusing on the extremes of balance. And if we can't break out, we're fading those extremes to come back to center. But if we do get a breakout, we're looking for a significant move outside of breakout in either direction. Here's the 30-minute chart. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of moving to the downside here, as we would expect, coming off of that head and shoulders and not reaching the measured move yet. Before the open, we got a little bit too expensive. We're now back in range, back in value. Not really looking for opportunities at this level. I mean, this point of control right here is the fairest point from yesterday, the fairest price, the most visited, the highest volume. This is a comfy level. When I'm trading, I'm not looking to trade the comfy level. I'm looking to trade where it's not going to spend a lot of time, where the extremes are created, and it's probably not going to be here. But sometimes, the points of control are targets, and sometimes things can change at them from previous days, which is the case here. But again, I'm going to focus on the extremes. We've got an inside extended trading hour range from yesterday, very small range today. Trying to just be patient. I don't see that there's any big whoop to get into this today. Anyways, hopefully that helps. There's a lot of days when all these markets really have a lot of interesting things to talk about and a lot of a lot of possibilities that seem to be a little bit more visual, a little bit closer to reality. And then days when we see these markets and we're like, this doesn't excite me. Don't. If it doesn't excite you, then don't worry about it. You don't have to trade today. Okay? God, this spammer is killing me. Remove. I can't even remove it all the way. It's just crazy. Why do they do that? All right, I've ratted them out. I have told them, Jordy, just a small profit today, done for the day. That's okay. It's Friday. Hopefully, the weather's nice where you are. It is, I think, so important to us to remember and pray for those that are still in the wake and in the sights of Hurricane. What's its name? Ian, Hurricane Ian. So make sure you say a prayer for them. Have a nice weekend this weekend. If I don't get the chance to talk to you, I'll see you on Monday morning. Stay humble, grateful, and creative in your trading today. Take your deep breath. Check on your loved ones and have a great weekend. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. We work really hard at this. We deserve to do something nice for ourselves. So get a good rest this weekend, and I'll see you Monday morning, 7:45, same bad time, same bad channel. Trade well, everyone. Excuse me. Fighting whatever this is, and it'll be over soon, I'm sure. And blessings. Remember, it's National Love People Day. As sometimes difficult as that is, keep trying. Have a great weekend, everyone.